Hey everyone. Well, you can tell by the title there, I began the process of searching for different trucking companies. I was going to show you a list, but I don't have the list with me. Of course, right? I go live and I don't have stuff. Uh, those of you that follow me and that know this probably know the last couple videos I've been kind of sort of talking about truck driving, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Actually, in a couple days, I'm going to begin the journey to driving a big wheel big rig 18 wheel CDL truck driver thing, not doing that thing. Um, so looking for companies. It's like a huge market out there. There's gobs and gobs of companies that need drivers. That's what their ad says. And until you actually go look at their site, and they need drivers that meet this criteria. That don't not the ones that are brand new like me. There's not very many companies that are advertising for new hires or student drivers. There are a few, and I have been looking at those. In fact, there's companies out there that won't look at uh, me having zero experience driving a truck, until I have at least 2 years. That's kind of a thing. They want drivers to have at least 2 years. Not all of them are like that. There's some that want a year and a half, some of them want a year, and I've actually found some that say 3 months. So after 3 months of just driving for a crappy company that you're miserable with, you could maybe move to a company that might be a little bit better. Now, whatever. Sure, a lot of people already know this. Some of you are like, "Why is this guy talking about this? He's a prepper. What's the deal with talking about driving a truck on a prepper channel?" Well, I guess you could say that I'm prepping to drive a truck. So shut up. Just deal with it. Uh, but yeah, what's important for you if you're choosing a company might be different than uh, my hopes, I guess, or whatever, my criteria or whatever of what I want. And of course, being fresh out of school and not having any experience, it's going to be pretty much slim picking. So, what I'm looking for, and I may have found one. I wish I knew where my list was. I can't remember the name of the company. Uh, Something that's close to home, a terminal that's close to home, something that gives me good enough home time, and I'll explain this in a minute. And a nice balance of home time and seat time. A terminal close to home is I don't want to drive to work to be a driver. I don't want to drive 200 miles to get in a truck and drive for a week or two, or however long I'm going to be out on the road. I don't know, whatever that goes into the next thing. I would like a company that's somewhere close to home, maybe a half an hour away, or there. I did see. Man, I wish I knew where my list was. There's companies that after a certain amount of time you can take the truck home with you when you're on home time. I didn't really look into it any further than that because that's for the folks that have 2 years plus experience. Uh, that's not off the table. That's just sort of on the back burner or something like that at some point. But like I said, something close to home and a good mix between home time and seat time. What I mean by that is obviously home time is your off time where you're at home and you get to be with a family and do that sort of crap. And seat time is you're in the driver's seat, you're driving, you're actually moving, you're making miles, you're making money, getting your experience, uh, that sort of thing. Of course, traffic. Isn't that great? Wonderful. Never fails. I can sit here all day and there not be another car. Actually, I'm waiting on a thing, but yeah. So good seat time and home time mix. Uh, there are companies that'll offer 1 day off for every week that you're out on the road, and I think it's like a minimum of 4 weeks you can do out, 4 weeks out, and then you get 4 days at home. That thing. And there's companies that blend it or whatever. You can 3 weeks out, 3 days at home, or I don't know any companies that really offer anything like a 1 week out, 1 day at home. I don't know. There might be. I just haven't seen them yet if there is anything. So, but that's sort of what I'm looking for there. And other obviously the pay. That's not really critical for me right now. Uh, of course, it will be. I mean, this is going to be a career change. This is a career that I'm going to go to. I obviously want to make some sort of money, but right behind the camera, there's like a big bug. So many distractions here. Anyway, okay. Now also with the seat time, home time, there's regional driving. For those of you that don't know, I'm sure a lot of you already know this. Regional is regionally you're close to home. There's jobs that offer like home every night, and then there's over the road driving. That's where you're obviously, as it sounds, over the road. You're way out. You're in California one day and Nevada the next, and Texas the next, and just going back and forth and all that sort of thing. I don't know if that's something I really want to do. I mean, I'd love to do it. I'm going to do it eventually, but at least till I figure out what the hell I'm doing with this or how to do this. Uh, there's that, and then of course there's the lease purchase option, and a lot of companies are pushing, where you sign the paper and they give you a brand new truck and it's sort of yours, but you're paying them, you're leasing it. You lease it until you have paid the amount that the truck is worth, which is bullshit because no company's going to do that for free. You're going to pay well over what the truck is worth. And then when the lease is complete, you now have a truck that has a million miles on it and it's wore out. But you got a truck, right? Okay. Whatever, of course. Should have turned on Do Not Disturb. I think an option that I would likely go to. Well, first off, of course, I'm going to be a company driver, driving for a company. I don't have my semi. I don't have experience or whatever, but I would like to eventually move to an owner-operator, buying my own semi, maybe working a little bit, taking some time off, working a little bit, whatever. That's sort of what my plan, my path is. But I have to see, like, I've never driven a truck, zero experience driving a truck. I might get in it and hate it and be like, screw this, throw the keys at the guy, and nope, this ain't me, I'm not doing this. Or I may climb in and yeah, I'm gonna retire from this seat. That may be a thing. I don't know. It's still to come. And of course I'll be taking you with me, and we'll do live streams probably every day. Beginning next week, Monday, whenever they let me have breaks or whatever. I'm assuming there'll be a break around noon, so we'll do the streams then, maybe in the evening and stuff. So I don't know what happened with the stream. Is the stream still going? Yeah, it looks like it got dark for some reason. Maybe it's on power save mode or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, that is what's going on, and that's where I'm looking. If anybody has any thoughts or ideas or whatever about doing this, if you've been down this path with the same thing, maybe give me a little bit of your advice or what you've done that you would have done differently. I'd appreciate that. Any little bit of knowledge is helpful. Like I said, I've never done this before, and it is a weird step. And I'm close to 40 years old. Changing a career when you're 40, for me, it seems like it's a lot harder than it would be if I was 20. I mean, I'm so in this rut that I freaking hate. It feels cool to be like, hey, I can get out of this now. So anyway, that's what I'm going to try. So that's that for today. I didn't bring my drink either. This sucks. Great. Yeah, that's it for today. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. Thanks for watching. Like I said, any advice would be appreciated, and catch you on the next one. Have a good one.